Oh yeah, we're going live again. So, update of the Israel-Palestine conflict. They actually did what I hoped they would do, and they annexed they annexed the whole thing. They took over total control. They proved that they could, but they waited because they wanted to do kind of a blitzkrieg tactic where they would just indiscriminately bomb everything before going in. And so that's called collective punishment, and that's really bad and evil. And but it's because the Israeli Defense Force is very casualty phobic. They don't want to risk their own soldiers. Their own soldiers are conscripts. A lot of them are not battle ready. A lot of them are not battle seasoned. A lot of them don't have the training for this kind of situation, and they don't want to have any deaths on their own side in order to actually go in and do some kind of focused operation. Uh, I think both Alexandria Cortez and Vivek Ramaswamy, kind of outsiders on two different aisles, they both had said the same thing in their solution of like, you need to have some kind of objective and you need to fulfill that objective. But there was never any objective at all. It was just collective punishment. That was kind of the object. And from that standpoint, they've already lost because the members who are doing the funding and they can operate from within Gaza and the West Bank without even being in the area. The people pulling the strings, they don't have to be there to operate there. And so at the end of the day, they're just going to decrease the capacity for them to retaliate, and then that's going to be what they call a victory. So, Benjamin Netanyahu gets his moment of glory here by proving that you actually could annex the territory. And at this point, I don't think he's capable of drawing any kind of long-lasting peace with anyone at this point in Palestine, at least, to say the very least. And I think that in general, it's what I look at it is like Israel is the world's largest indigenous peoples reservation. And within that reservation, you have Gaza and the West Bank, which are like the largest outdoor prisons, kind of like an indigenous reservation within an indigenous reservation. And I think that there is a good cause for preserving peoples because those peoples are direct living history. But so the Palestinians and the Israelis and the Jews are kind of tribes. They're nomadic tribal peoples, and there's lots of tribes out there. And the Karen people in Burma, and the Kurds in Syria and Iraq. There's tons of peoples who are important living parts of history that have their own independent cultural values, and they don't all get land. Not everybody gets land in this world, in the new world. Why is that? And because I think it's providence. I think that just so many Jewish people just happen to become musicians and actors and thinkers and bankers, and they've just become a lot more successful than other nomadic tribes on Providence. And I don't think that makes them, any more special than any other people out there who are also an important part of history and who also deserve safety and security. But not everybody gets their own state like that, and I think you could argue that maybe they should. Maybe we need a Yazidi stand to protect the Yazidi people. Maybe we need a Kurdistan to protect the Kurd people. Maybe we need a Karen state to protect the Karen people. And feeding into this, in the new age, feeding into tribal warfare just seems like so strange. Like that could never happen in a modern first world country, a tribal war or something like that. So it seems kind of strange that everyone's playing into tribal warfare. That if you look at an ancient map of Israel, and Abraham came from Iraq, or what was Ur, to modern day Israel, and then there was fighting. God, based on providence, said you're gonna fight these guys, get their land, and so that's what happened. Then you have the Philistines over here on this side, and then the Israelis over on this side, and I think, like, in a modern day, there's no room for tribal warfare like that. Like, come on, guys, this isn't 1000 BC. Let's just get along, hug it out, because this is ridiculous. Like, it's like, why live with such an ancient mindset? It's right, because I think it's a great security risk to have you fractured into a whole fractured situation and pretending like a two-state solution's ever going to happen or ever be possible. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe, with enough positivity, people just agree to all of the borders that currently exist for all time, but it's not looking like that, but so I think that Benjamin Netanyahu has no intention at all of having a one-state solution, and so that's going to be impossible with Benjamin Netanyahu, because he has no interest in that. He has no interest in providing security for Gaza or the West Bank. So why would he? It's just like he'd rather have an outdoor prison that he can keep under control, because he's a psychotic person who has violence in his heart. And I think maybe that's useful for your security for certain things, but not for other things. And I think in many ways he's probably made Israel less safe than otherwise. I mean, maybe with some of his decisions, I don't know. I mean, I'm not Israeli, so it's not really my place to even say. But